Hi everyone, happy February. Today I am showing you my February 2023 bullet journal setup. I'm doing a maximalist sort of 70s theme based on this mini record player that I have. And I'm turning it the direction that I think is going to look the best when I sketch it onto my cover page. As a very quick but very important tangent, there are mini records that actually play on this with one song each, and I just had to show you because it's super cute. But anyway, bullet journal stuff. I am using a 0.7 millimeter Bic mechanical pencil just to do my sketching. This is my favorite pencil for doing this kind of stuff. It just works really well with the pressure that I apply as I'm sketching. I'm clearing out a spot to put the February title, and the lettering that I'm drawing, it's like inspired by that 70s show, kind of, and just like other fonts that came up when I did a Pinterest search for 70s aesthetic. And on top of the pencil sketching that I just did, I'm going over with a Jelly Roll size 08. This is actually a little bit thicker than what I use for most of my writing, but I wanted it to be a little bit bolder. The one I use for writing is usually the size 06, but I just wanted this outline to be kind of thicker and make the lettering pop a little bit and stand out. So I think that it did that, and so I'm pretty happy with it. Now, you might have noticed when I did the pencil sketches of the smaller circles, I didn't use a protractor or stencil or anything. But when I go in with pen and I actually am inking on the page, I always like to use a stencil or some kind of bottle cap or something to make sure that I'm drawing a perfect circle, because the ink does really show, whereas with the pencil sketching, I'm just trying to get a rough idea for where I'm going to place things. Then once I'm done inking, I wait a little bit, which I cut out because that's boring. And I'm going in with a Pentel high polymer eraser. I really don't like using the erasers that's on the back of any mechanical pencil because they're small. They don't do a very good job. They kind of smudge things. So that's why I go in with a separate eraser. That's just across the board what's worked best for me. Therefore, I continue. I also wanted to add some depth to my February letters, so I'm going in on the right side and the bottom and basically just trying to recreate the same letter but offset, and then obviously not drawing that letter where the original letter stood. And now I have a Starbucks Grande cup because that just happened to be the cup I had that fit perfectly. And then for the label, I did freehand this circle. It was a risk. It worked out okay. You can't tell too much, but I do prefer when I can use an actual circle because I'm so bad at drawing circles, or at least freehanding them, because I need to rely on a stencil for that kind of arc. Lines I can freehand, circles no. And then I added this cute little speaker, and now it's time to color. So I'm using the Tombow dual brush pens. This is N25. It's like a dark gray. And I'm being very careful with the pattern that I take when I color this in, because sometimes you can still sort of see the texture. So I wanted to just go in like a circular pattern as I colored to make sure that it looks like a circular record and not like some sloppy coloring. That might be a personal preference thing, but it works for me. Then I got hungry, so I made a sandwich, and Luna was very interested in my sandwich, and I let her get a little too close to it, and then she licked it, which is honestly just on me. That's my fault because I let her get too close. So anyway, back to coloring with my Tombow dual brush pens. Also, by the way, I bought all this with my own money. This is not sponsored. No one's paying me to make this. I am just doing it out of the joy of doing it. Therefore, I am not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you what I truly think of these pens, and that just kind of goes for all of the supplies that I use. I think it would be really shitty to recommend a really shitty product. So I'm just going to tell you guys what I like. Okay, so anyway, so I did this pink, and I decided I hated it, and I actually I went in with this kind of goldish orange. I don't know. It's color 946 of the dual brush pens. And I know it looks like murky and gross right now and not very well defined. I promise you I will be going back and fixing that, and it's gonna just trust the process. Trust the process. Okay, now let's talk about this pink color. The shade of pink, this very beautiful dusty rose, it's color number 772 of the dual brush pens. Love the color. I'm so annoyed by the way it colors. It's just very textured. Whatever pattern I color it in, it just keeps it. Memory of this pen is incredible. It will remember everything you color, and it will show the world, unfortunately. But that's why I did it in like this wood grain texture. So I used what I hate to my advantage. Now I'm going to make a Dutch door out of this, so that you're going to be able to see through to like the pattern that I'm going to draw on my calendar page. You're going to see. It's going to be awesome. I saw this idea on Pinterest and I really wanted to give credit to whoever deserves the credit, but I didn't save the pin. So I can't find the pin. So if this was your idea, just let me know. I will credit you. Now here I am using the lid of a Bath & Body Works 3-wick candle. I don't have a stencil that helps me draw a semicircle this big or cut around one, so I was resourceful. And it obviously worked out for me because look at that beautiful result. And now it's time for I learned the hard way so that you can do it the easy way. Okay, sorry, that sounded really sarcastic. But basically what I did was I went over this with a paint pen like 10 times and then a jelly roll like 5 times. What I should have done is gone over it once with a paint pen and then let it dry for probably like, I would honestly say like a half hour to an hour or more. And then that kind of creates a non-absorbent layer for you to put the jelly roll on top of. And if I just would have done that to begin with and I would have had a little bit more patience, I could have saved myself a lot of repeating, but that's okay. You live, you learn. So now that I have my Dutch door, I'm just sketching out where I want the calendar to go. In February 2023, we are starting on a Wednesday and ending on a Tuesday because this is not a leap year. And then before I erase the pencil marks underneath the blocks I just penned in, I'm doing the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday marks at the top. And now I'm erasing it because that just allows me to use the time I'm waiting for the pen to dry for something productive, so that I can still erase without smudging everything. And then my favorite little lady decided that she needed some love and attention. So, of course, she plopped right down where I was trying to work. But she's such a soft little lady, so I took a little break with her. And then when she decided that she was no longer interested in my excessive love and attention, I came back to finish my February calendar. I really wish that I could tell you that I used some sort of method or like pattern or reasoning when I made this design, but honestly, I just started drawing lines that I felt looked good. I guess if there were any quote-unquote rules that I stuck to, it was making sure that between the colors, I always left a crisp, thin white line, just like of the paper color behind it. And then the other thing was I didn't want like pink next to pink or like the orange next to the orange. I wanted to make sure that it was always some kind of alternating. I didn't necessarily go like orange, gold, pink, but I just didn't want any of the same color next to itself. By the way, these 3 colors are, the gold one is the 946 dual brush pen, the orange is 905, and the pink is the same 772 that I was complaining about earlier, but I do still like it. I just had to go over it like 3 times to get it to the color that I wanted. I got out my Starbucks cup and ruler again so that I could make a record on like the other side of this little semicircle, because I thought that that was really cute to make it like a double-sided. So when I flip the Dutch door, it's just like, I'm just like flipping a little bit of a record, but I still have the content that I need there, which is the calendar. So thought that was really cute. Also wanted to do some hearts, kind of like a nod to Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, whatever you celebrate. And of course, I also didn't just want to leave this other page blank, but I knew I wanted to do a pattern that complemented the one I just did on my calendar page, so that way when you flip the little Dutch door record back and forth, it's just really cohesive and really ties together super nicely. So I'm kind of just repeating the same go with the flow but leave the white lines and don't repeat colors process that I did before. But I also, you'll notice I blocked off kind of a column with this washi tape, and I'm going to take the washi tape off in a second, but I wanted to leave space for a song lyrics from the song Dear Reader, because it's been hitting home lately. It's been hitting different, which Taylor, please put that song on Spotify. But that's besides the point. This is me writing out the lyrics. Just like to have something to look back on the songs I was listening to or where I was at in life for each kind of different month or era or time. And that's my February 2023 spread. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. See you then!